Hey everybody, this is Captain RL with GPS fishing maps, and today we're going to discuss quickly on a Windows 10 or any other PC. It'll be pretty much the same we're going to unzip the SD card files real quick out of the attachments we send you, and I've already got this one, as you can see right here, extracted to the desktop, or excuse me, saved to the desktop from the email. There's another video on that if you need to know how to get it from the email to the desktop. And this one says in the attachments, it'll say GPS SD card files and then your area. This one just happens to be Pensacola Bay. Okay, so you'll need a zip file opener for this, 7-zip, WinRAR, all those discussed in the previous video about zip files. So I'm going to right click this, I'm going to click extract files on the right click, and then it's going to put it pretty much right out there where that one already is, the extracted files that we'll need. I'll just click OK on this screen, and there they are. So these are ready to use right now. Okay, so this is what we're going to discuss is how to use those. So have an SD card ready, have it partially inserted, but not, don't press the SD card all the way into the slot yet. Just have it hanging out and get this done. So you've unzipped it. Here's the file folders. All right, guys. Now, and listen, with this, don't assume by the first one I do that your brand will be exactly like the one I did first. So bear through this video, or kind of easily fast forward it, tap through it time wise, because some of these are different. Most of them you open the folder and copy the file over. Some of them don't. So don't assume by the first one I do, which is going to be the Furuno, that's going to be the format that you do throughout this file set of different GPS files for different brands. Don't do that, because a couple of them are different than that. Okay, so I just want to let you know that ahead of time, and we'll get on with it now. All right, I'm going to go in here, and here's pretty much what it'll look like on any computer. Your colors or whatever may be different, but inevitably this is what we're after. So here we go. So we'll open up that folder, and there's all your GPSs, and there'll also be an instructions document in yours, but the video allows skipping of those instructions if you get straight to this video, and the instructions are very detailed too, by the way. Okay, let's say you have a Furuno. Let's start with that. Okay, so Furuno, you open up the file. Okay, and so there's the file. Highlight it, which means left click it once. Then we'll right click on it and copy it. It's in that menu. That's the right click menu. See, I'm hovering over copy. I'm going to select that with a left click. Okay, let's put it on the card. So I'm going to insert my card at this point. Okay, and here's my SD card. I got a few other things on it, doesn't matter. Okay, so all I'm going to do is out in this white space here, I'm going to right click and paste it. That's ready to go load to a Furuno right now. That's the file you'll choose though. When everything comes up on the GPS, when you insert it, choose that file, click import, it's over, just like that. Okay, I'm going to erase this so we can go back and do a different one. Okay, we'll take the SD card back out just to show you how easy this really is. Okay, so let's say you have a Garmin. For Garmin, you don't open any folders. All you do is right click and get your menu up. Scroll down here to copy, where you see me at with the mouse here, and copy that file. Okay, insert the SD card. Now, if your SD card doesn't come up, a window may come up, and in that window that pops up when you insert the SD card, it's not on this screen here, but if you have it happen that it doesn't go straight to the SD card window here, a little menu will come up, and scroll down and find open folder to view files. That's what you'll want to click. Okay, so Mine's set up to automatically go to the card because it's just so convenient. Okay, so my card's opened up. Here we go. Anywhere in the white space out here, I'm gonna right click, then I'm gonna left click paste. All right, now you're ready to load it to any Garmin on the planet. It's ready to go. So you'll stick the card into the Garmin. There's instructions on how to do every one of these GPS. It's also in a different video. It's just down the list from this one. Okay, so it's ready to go. That's ready to go. Just ignore these other files I have on here. This is just backups of old stuff. So this is actually February 1st of 2020. So that's old stuff we have on a card. This is just for example. So you really should use a blank card, but it doesn't matter that much. But I would, just to make sure that that's the only thing on it is your file. Okay, so that's ready to go into GPS. I do nothing else to that. All right, I'm gonna delete it just for tutorial purposes. All right, and I'm gonna eject the SD card again. There it goes. All right, let's say you have a Humminbird. Okay, now on the Humminbird, it's different than the Garmin. So you actually open the Humminbird folder. You see this file, it says matrix. For a Humminbird, you would highlight this, just click once on it, then right click, slide down to copy in the right click menu. Now we'll put our SD card back in. Okay. Out in the white space anywhere, take your cursor to the middle of the screen anywhere you want. Now right click and paste. All right, that's ready to put into any Humminbird on the planet. Like literally it's ready to load. So whatever spots you purchased, if you're DIY and you're a do-it-yourself guy and or gal and you're doing this is how easy it really is to do. But you have to have a Windows PC. You have to know how to save these files from the email. You have to know how to unzip them. You need to know where to unzip them, and that whole process. So 86% precisely of people in 2019 chose an SD card on the site instead of do it yourself, and 4% more ordered an SD card after they tried this and messed some stuff up. So you really need to understand Windows files and folders and unzipping, saving from the email, etc. I've walked you through every step of that, but some people have a hard time with it because your computer may not look exactly like this. So anyway, I'm going to delete this Humminbird folder, and I'm going to eject the SD card again. Let's go back to our folder. Hey, yours will have all these in it. Yours will have every one of these files in there. So it covers all the units that you might have. Okay, let's go to Lowrance. Okay, let's talk about Lowrance real quick. So on Lowrance, they're getting to where all the software updates and unit updates they've been through over the years. This .gpx file is in the Lowrance folders of any spots you'll purchase from our company. It'll say HD HDS and then have the area name .gpx. Try to load that file. That's the one you really want. A GPX file carries more details over. So the symbols might turn up as fish instead of squares on your screen. You know, the symbols on your map screen. That's a little better when it does that. It's a little nicer for the user, so they don't have to change the spots as they go. So in other words, the GPX file is a very valuable file. It holds a lot of data compared to this one that ends in .usr. And this is the old Lowrance proprietary format. In other words, this is theirs. They've had it for years, and this is all Lowrance units used to take. Now there's some older elites and old LCM models and those types of things that still only take this file, so we include it. So what the best thing to do is try the GPX first. If you have a newer unit, it's going to load. If you have an old elite or an old LC brand Lowrance unit that starts with LC, you'll have to, it's not going to take that GPX. I'd still try it though, especially if you've had it updated or anything. And what a lot of people do is simply load both files, so they know if one don't load, they can get back and select the other one without having to go back to the computer. So all you do to select both of them is click one, just highlight it, just click it once. and then hover over the other one and hold down Shift on your keyboard, hold it down, and then tap the other one. So now both of them are selected. It's the best way to do it. If you've got an older unit and you're not sure, anything in the last 4 or 5 years, you only need the GPX, which is the HDHDS file. Again, the older units, you may need that .usr file. So at this point, you have them both highlighted. All you would do is just hover back over it, then right click carefully on it, slide down to copy. Now you've got both files on there and ready to copy over to the SD card. I want to insert my SD card now. Well, it didn't take. Hang on, I'm going to reinsert it again. You should hear a noise or see a screen anytime you insert this SD card. Okay, there it goes. And again, remember, you may not see this exact screen. You may have to click Open Folder to view files to get to this screen. But those menus do pop up, so you can do that. Inevitably, you want to get to here. Okay, so I'm going to right click out here in the white space and select Paste on the right click menu. And there's both the files, just in case it doesn't load the GPX. Remember, I don't care which one it is, try the GPX first. If it doesn't even read the GPX, you've got an old unit and you're going to have to load the USR file, the Lowrance proprietary format that goes back to the old school when they first started moving files around 16, 18 years ago. This is the format they used, is .usr. Doesn't carry much data though, pretty plain, but it will get the spots over to any unit, even now. So, but remember the GPX has more data. All right, so I'm going to delete those. Remember, just select both of these, click one, just to highlight it, hold down the Shift button and tap the next spot and you'll have both. And that's how I'm going to also delete them. Say bye. All right, those are gone. I'm going to eject the SD card again. All right, now let's get back to our files. If you have a Raymarine, open the Raymarine folder. You want to right click on this, should be only one file in here. You want to right click that, slide down to copy on the right click menu. I know this is getting repetitive, but we got to show you guys. So I'm going to insert the SD card, right click in the white space anywhere, paste. That one's ready to go into any Raymarine hybrid, which is a late model, you know, in the last 8 or 9 years. GPS, it's ready to go. All right, so I'm going to delete this. So you're ready to go with the Raymarine on that one. I'm going to eject my card. Okay, now for the last one. The Simrad, same exact process there. Open the folder, right click on the, there's only going to be one file in there, right click on it, click copy. Okay, I'm going to insert my SD card. All right, it's come up. All right, out here anywhere in the white space, I'm going to right click and select paste. Now this is ready to go into any Simrad on the planet. And that's how easy it is. So it's a bunch of right clicking and copying, and then open the SD card up, get in your white space, right clicking and pasting. That's all there is to it, man. That's how most of these load. But remember, some of them, you'll have to go back through this if you don't remember it, but some of these load by going into the folder. But remember, a Garmin doesn't. A Garmin, you just right click and copy and you put the whole file set over. You don't open the file at all. Remember, on the Humminbird, you select the matrix file and copy it over. Don't open it. In any of these files, please don't open any of these on your computer, because it'll corrupt the file more than likely. We've seen it open with Adobe Reader and all kinds of crazy stuff. So if you don't have the precise software for the Garmin software, the Humminbird, any of these others, you really don't want to try and open these. We're just looking to copy and paste these files. We don't want to try and double click and open these on a PC, because it usually ends up in a mess if you don't know like precisely what you're doing with those files and have the proper exact software to play around with the files. So this is strictly for copy and paste purposes. All right, guys, I hope this helps. And this is the updated 2020 version, because Windows 10 is such a pain. I just wanted to do one for Windows 10 and let everybody know. All right, you guys have a good day. See you next time. Fish on.